Well, how many of you had this on your bingo card about the Steelers this season? We get a double-digit win against a team that we should have gotten a double-digit win against. So there's a lot to talk about today, and let's get on to it. What is good, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is down in the box below. Steeler Nation, how you feeling about this game today? Because I'm telling you, I got some pretty mixed emotions about this game, to be quite honest with you. 32-13, the Steelers win big in Vegas today over the Raiders as the two-game losing streak is snapped. We're 4-2 on the season, a much-needed win for us, as the Ravens also won today over Washington, and they're still ahead of us via tiebreaker because the Ravens have a divisional win against us, but today was a much-needed win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and let's get on to it. So I'm going to start off with the defense today first. The defense, I think, only had one bad moment all game today. One bad moment. And that came in the first quarter when Boswell put us ahead 3-0 on our opening drive, I believe it was. And the defense, it was just soft zone defense for the entire drive. I saw little to no press coverage that entire drive. Basically, the Raiders just did whatever the hell they wanted to do to us on that touchdown drive right there. And it was Madison who found the end zone as the Raiders went like 10 plays or something like that. And we're ahead 7-3. Like the pass defense was just getting destroyed. The run defense couldn't stop anything. It looked like it was going to be a carryover from last week against the Dallas Cowboys, where we couldn't do, pretty much the same things against them. And speaking of the Cowboys, the one thing that pisses me off about today, and it really has nothing to do with the game itself, the Detroit Lions went to Dallas today, and they just absolutely dragged the Dallas Cowboys today, to put it lightly. So it really disgusts me even more now that we lost to the Cowboys the way we did last week. But then again, at the same time, I feel like Raven fans are like, how did we lose to this Raider team, man? How did we let the Raiders come back from a 10-point deficit to beat us? So it's kind of like the Spider-Man pointing meme. That's really the only thing that pisses me off about today. But again, that was really the only bad thing I got to say about the defense. I would have liked to see the defense get more sacks. There wasn't really a whole lot of pressure until the fourth quarter, when the Steelers did basically the opposite of what they normally do. Typically, when the Steelers have a double-digit lead at that juncture of the game, you see them being conservative. You see them being lazy on defense. But the pressure really started to come. Cam Hayward got our only sack of the day, I believe, on a sack on Aiden O'Connell. And I kind of wanted us to get a safety right there, man. That would have been real funny right there. But, I'm not complaining about 32 points, man. But other than that, I mean, if I have to give the game ball to two players today, the first game ball is definitely going to TJ Watt today. This guy's the best defensive player in the league. There's no arguments about that. Don't talk to me about Micah Parsons. Don't talk to me about Myles Garrett. Don't talk to me about Roquan Smith. None of that crap. TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the league. 2 forced fumbles today by TJ Watt, one of them at the goal line. And you know how last week, where the Steelers only came away with 7 points off of 3 turnovers? Well, the Steelers, again, 3 more turnovers by the defense today, and the Steelers got 10 points off of the turnovers. It should have been 14, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. But 10 points off of 3 turnovers, hey, that's better than last week, in my opinion. You scored on 2 of those drives. And then Dante Jackson with an incredible interception. And that pretty much was the game right there. He could have had another interception. There was no one within the vicinity to him. And if he makes that catch, it's a pick 6, you know? But the one touchdown that we got off the turnover, which came off of the Dante Jackson pick, Justin Fields, a touchdown run on a fake toss to Najee Harris, who had a monster game today, and I love to see it, man. But yeah, man, the defense just did incredible today. They kept the Raiders off the field for as much as they could. Steelers dominated in ball control today, outgaining the Raiders. And that was after the Raiders had that great drive in the opening quarter. I mean, they started Aiden O'Connell today, which is whatever. They didn't go with Minshew because of last week and how badly he played. But I really don't think, looking at the game now, that Gardner Minshew would have made a difference for the Raiders. You know, even Patrick Queen had some tackles today. And I've been getting up on that guy's case all season, basically, so far. Patrick Queen had himself a good game today. Jeremiah Moon, our edge depth, who's basically our third guy opposite of Alex Highsmith, or that's in for Alex Highsmith, I should say. A blocked punt that set us up. So, yeah, the defense, really good game for the defense today. Aside from a couple of plays where the pass defense looked spotty, where Vegas's 5th receiver, I think it was, I don't even remember the guy's name, where Vegas's 5th receiver caught a pass in double coverage on Minkah Fitzpatrick and Joey Porter Jr., a.k.a. our 2 best players in the secondary. I mean, one of those guys just has to come up and make a pick on that. But other than that, I thought the defense played really well today, outside of those couple of things. The one touchdown the Raiders got late in the game, it was 29-7 at that point. It's basically garbage time. So I'm not fretting too much about that. But getting on to the offense in this game, the second game ball for me today easily goes to Najee Harris. Over 100 total yards of offense today for Najee Harris. 2 explosive runs in the game today, and I believe they both came in the third quarter. And especially the second one, as you can see in the thumbnail in this video, diving to the pylon, a 36-yard touchdown run that put us ahead 29, I think it was 29-7, 22-7 at that point. But what a game for Najee Harris. You know, I criticized him in my pregame saying that, you know, if I was GM of the Steelers, I wouldn't give him a 5th year. I'm telling you, if Najee keeps performing like he did today, he may very well make me eat that words. I mean, I'm not taking back what I said about Najee, at least not yet, because I don't think one game is enough for me to justify and say, oh yeah, I'd give Najee a 5th year. I'm just saying, if Najee keeps performing the way that he played today, finding the lanes, finding open gaps, explosive runs, if he keeps playing the way that he plays today, I can definitely sit down here and eat crow with him. Okay? George Pickens, quiet again. 3 catches on 8 targets. So, thankfully, he didn't have a little hissy fit, and thankfully he wasn't limited today because Justin Fields was targeting him a lot today. Pickens should have had a lot more than what he had. He dropped a couple of passes today, including a would-be touchdown pass in the end zone. But at least Pickens wasn't being limited today. You see it when Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth are battling for extra yards. This is what I know the offense is capable of doing, and we finally saw it burst out today. 32 points. The most points I've seen the Steelers score since late last season against the Bengals. 32 points. And, I've been sitting down here for weeks now saying that, it's only a matter of time before the Steelers explode on offense. It's only a matter of time before the Steelers have a really good offensive game. I was beginning to think it wouldn't happen. Today it happened, and I'm very happy with that. But the reason that I have mixed emotions about today, okay, I'm both happy and concerned about today's game as well. The reason that I'm concerned about today's game is because of Justin Fields. Now, look, I understand Justin Fields. He had touchdowns and he was using his legs today, and he had that nice touchdown run, like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, on the fake toss to Najee Harris. And he also had another touchdown. I think it was in the second quarter. But Najee also looked really off today. I don't know what it was with Najee today, or Justin Fields today, excuse me. I don't know what it was, but this is a guy that, going into the season when we first got him back in spring, I was a little cynical of it at first. But then he showed that he balled out, and he showed that, you know, I was wrong. And he is the starting quarterback of this team. And for a while, I gained some optimism with him, and I had optimism with him. But today, he just looked really off. His awareness today was just really concerning. And you see it when he had 2 delay of game penalties today. And you also saw it when he threw an interception towards halftime. He threw it right to the Vegas defender, but thankfully it got called back because of a very questionable roughing the passer call on him. I will sit down here and say that. That roughing the passer call on Justin Fields was very questionable. It was very soft, in my opinion. The league is just really soft with what you can do to a quarterback now. So I disagree with that. But hey, Najee, why do I keep saying Najee, man? But hey, Justin Fields, he had another great touchdown pass in the third quarter when he found Pat Freiermuth in the back of the end zone, and Muth made an unbelievable catch in the end zone. Oh, wait, never mind. Justin Fields was scrambling on that play, and he threw the ball when his foot was over the line of scrimmage. You see what I mean? His awareness and his decision-making and his overall play today was really concerning. He was missing open guys. He, in my opinion, had 3 different drives today where he didn't have a touchdown. And I'm telling you, if the Steelers got a touchdown on, not that I'm complaining about it, but the Steelers could have won by 30 plus today, probably about 46-13, if Justin Fields got a touchdown on those 3 different drives, maybe even 53-13. You're looking at the Steelers putting up a 50 burger like Tampa Bay did today if Fields connected on a touchdown on those 3 different drives where he was missing open guys and his reads were off and he was making poor decisions. I applaud his effort for throwing the ball down the field, because that's the thing I like to see more about Justin Fields. We know that he can be a good deep ball passer. We know that he can read a defense well, but I don't know what his deal is. He just looked really off today as far as his decision-making went, as far as his awareness went, and as far as him just trying to make a play went. Those are rookie type of mistakes, man. And we're talking about a guy who's 24 years old, who's been in the league for now his 4th season, and for all intents and purposes, he's basically won the starting QB job for us. And that kind of leads me into saying this. Earlier in the week, Russell Wilson was listed as active for today's game. So maybe Justin Fields was kind of starting to feel the pressure a little bit because Russell Wilson was active and because we brought Russell Wilson in anticipating him to be the starting quarterback this season, and Justin Fields kind of knew his place a little bit. So maybe Fields was feeling a little bit of the heat right there, and it caused him to play a little sloppy today. I don't know. Maybe it was just an off day for him. Maybe I'm just overthinking a little bit. Who knows? But if I didn't sit down here and say that I'm a little concerned about how Justin Fields played today. I'd be lying to you. Now, like I said, I wouldn't say that he played awful today, but I wouldn't say that he played amazing as well. Like I said, his use of legs still looks really good. His deep ball passing looks really good. His confidence looks good. He looked a little bit more relaxed as the game went on. So there's that right there. You can tell he's trying to make a play, but like I said, those mistakes where he's throwing the ball over the line, the backwards pass too, how could I forget that? Missing open guys, in my opinion, leaving 3 touchdowns off the board for us, you know, it has to make you concerned a little bit. But, I'm not complaining too much about it because we won the game. All right. We won by almost 20 points. And again, I'm not sitting down here saying, well, I'm disappointed because those 3 touchdowns, the Steelers could have put 50 points on the board like Tampa Bay did. Look, I'm not saying that, okay? We won the game. We're 4-2. We did what we were supposed to do. There were a lot more. This was one of those games where it was obviously there was a lot that went right for us today, but you take a look at stuff that went wrong for us today and you just wonder what if. That's what I'm saying. But, we're 4-2. We get it done over the Raiders for the 2nd season in a row. We beat the Raiders in their stadium. I can't even remember the last time the Steelers won back-to-back road games against the Raiders. I can't even remember that, probably because it never even happened in my lifetime for starters. But if it did happen, it had to have happened probably back like in the 70s or something. But, you get the win however you can. And you build off of that. And guess what, guys? You head home next week to play a New York Jets team that just fired their head coach. And the Jets right now kind of don't have any confidence in themselves at the moment right now. You take advantage of who you play on the schedule and where they are at that particular moment, because this Raider team was filled with a lot of headlines as well. They didn't know who they were starting at QB today. They didn't have Devontae Adams in this game. Their offensive line was weak. And their defense was just very livid today. And speaking of offensive line for us, it really sucks about Zach Frazier today. Zach Frazier hurt his leg late in the game, left the game, was listed as doubtful to come back. He did not come back. So basically, we're seeing McCollum at center. I hope to God Zach Frazier's okay. I really hope he's okay to play for next week and beyond. We can get by probably without James Daniels because I do like Mason McCormick filling in for him. We can probably get by with Broderick Jones on the right side, even though I'm not a fan of it. And maybe even Dan Moore. But the one guy that we cannot afford to lose on this offensive line, 100% Zach Frazier. So I really hope he's okay. I really hope he's good to go. So that just stinks right there. But yeah, overall, 32-13, we win it in Vegas. I'm honestly surprised we won by double digits because think about it, Steeler fans. When's the last time the Steelers handled business like this against a team that we should have done this to? When's the last time? I don't remember. I really don't. But yeah, 32-13. Let's head on home and beat the Jets next week. I'll probably have some more things to take away from this video as the week progresses, but yeah, that's my initial reaction for this one right here. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I am Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.